Hey everybody, welcome to How to Play Boggle. Boggle is a fun game. It's been around for a long time. It's a great word game. Now, for starters, on my channel, I have all kinds of how-to play games, video games, puzzle games. I do Let's Plays, and people who are members of my Patreon page or members of this channel, they actually get to play one-on-one with me sometimes. So if you're not one of those people, you should look into that. Now, this video, I'm going to break it up into two parts, as I always do. Part one is just to quickly go over the rules, and part two, we're actually going to play the game. And if you stick to the end of this video, I'm going to show you some simple strategies that you can use to win. Now, the last thing I'm going to say is that I am going to be playing it on the computer, which is exactly the same as how people would play this game if they were playing it in real life. In real life, it's a bunch of dice with letters on them in a plastic container that you shake, and just assume that the game I'm looking at right now can do that and has done that. It's the same game. Well, the goal of the game is simple. You're going to shake it, let all the letters fall where they may, and then you're going to make as many words as you can. You have a piece of paper and a pencil. The idea is that in a certain amount of time, you have to discover how many words you can get in that amount of time. And I'm going to talk about the length of the words in just a second, but I'm also going to talk about the most important things, which is how to find the words. You shake your thing, you put it in there, you set your timer, and you get 3 minutes to find as many words as you want. If you buy the Boggle, it comes with a little hourglass, which is like a 3-minute hourglass, but it's fine. On this laptop, you can just set your own timer. And the truth is, you could probably change your time as long as you agree with everybody at the table how long you're going to do it. The Hasbro game suggests 3 minutes. So now let's talk about actually how to find words. And that's the trick here. You can find words, but they have to connect. You can't just look at letters anywhere and say, hey, there's a word there. What you're looking for is a string of letters that you can make. What you're creating is you're creating a chain, and your opponents are doing the same thing. You are all looking to see what chains you can make using random letters from the grid. You can make as long a chain as you want. Obviously, there's more points in that, which I'll get to in a second. It does not have to be always horizontal or vertically or diagonally. It's just that you need to be able to have everything touching either horizontally, diagonally, or vertically across the board. What you can't do is you can't jump. You can't connect a word if the letters are not side by side, either horizontally above it, below it, left, right, or diagonal. Now, couple of rules. Words must be at least 3 letters long. You can't say I or a or it or in. You need to make a minimum 3-letter word. Maximum, however, can be as long as you make it. Now, the same letter can't be used twice in the same word. If you're making a word, you can only use each die once. So for example, if you're making the word neon, N-E-O-N, you can't come back to the same N. You're making a string. So in that respect, the longest word you can make, assuming you used every single letter of the Boggle dice, which would be 16. I've never seen that happen. Now, one thing that you can do, though, is you can use the letters to make multiple words. So, for example, let's say you have the word pat, P-A-T, but there's an S around. You could go pat, P-A-T, and you can go pats, P-A-T-S. That's considered 2 separate words. You just can't use the same letter twice in the same word. And one of the strategies I like to use sometimes is I like to find words within words. So for example, if there's a compound word, baseball, and I'm able to, let's say, make baseball as an 8-letter word, well, I also want to use base, and I also want to use ball. And that's 3 separate words. And you can start with any letter, and you can go in any direction. And your opponents are looking to do the same thing. They're looking at every letter as a starting letter, and what can they build from that. Now, what words are allowed? Well, any word in the English dictionary is allowed, but you can't use proper names. If you can find it in the dictionary, you can use the word. If it's not in the dictionary, you can't use the word. It's different than Scrabble, which has its own dictionary. Let's talk about words you can't use. You can't use proper nouns, such as a specific name of a place or a person. Think of like a word that would start with a capital letter. You can't use abbreviations, too. Like you can't use Mrs., M-R-S. That's not a word. You need a real full word. And also, all your words must be in English. Let me just also be clear on this. The rule is true that if a word has more than one definition, for example, live and live, It's still L-I-V-E. That's still one word. You can't use it twice. So let's talk about the scoring. You hit the 3-minute mark, pencils down, the timer ran out, you look at your list of words, your opponents, they all look at their list of words, and this is how you score them. And it's not what you think, because you don't just count up your words and therefore get points for the words. The New York Times has a game called Spelling Bee, and that's what you do there. Not here. You start by having, say, somebody read off all the words they've gotten. And if you have the same word, you both cross that word off the list. Get that? The common words that you both had written down are crossed off the list. They're no longer scoring words. So really, the important thing of the game is to try to come up with words that only you came up with. You only get points on the words you came up with, not points that you and somebody else came up with. So now that you've gotten all the redundant words and you're only working on your own unique words, now this is where the number of letters determines how many points each word is worth. And it works like this. 3- and 4-letter words are just worth 1 point. 5-letter words are worth 2 points. 6-letter words are worth 3 points. 7-letter words are worth 5 points. 8 or more are worth 11 points. So to get an 8-letter word is a lot of points, and it's kind of where you want to be. Now, one last thing I should point out about a cue, which is on the cube, there is a cue, but it's actually a QU. They give you the Q and the U on the same cube. So a QU counts as 2 letters, even though it takes up only 1 space on the grid. So if you have a Q, you only need 7 dice to get an 8-letter word. They just give you the Q. There isn't a set of rules necessarily as to how many points or how many rounds you play to win, but you actually can just declare like, all right, we're going to play until the first person gets 100 points or some agreed upon thing. So like I said, not a lot of rules. I'm going to play a solo game so I can walk through it. I'm going to play the coach, which is just AI, and let's try to make as many words as we can. Round 1, here we go. And we're just going to try to go as quickly as we can. For example, bra. Bra. Bras. Set. Sets. Sat. Whoops. Start. Starts. And again, I'm just looking to go as quickly as I can. Pair. Tat. Tats. Bat. Bats. I need to find some longer words here. Eat. Rest. Rep. Reps. Press. No, pre. That's not a word. Restart. Nope, I'm sorry. Restart. Restarts. I'm really not doing well, folks, so oh well. Extras. Time's up. All right, so then let's go see what the words I did. I have 24 words. He got 15 words. And as you can see, these were my words on the left here that I got that were highest, that were not overlapped. These are the words he got: Rexes, Cestas, Easter. I got starts. He got eaters, retear, cedar base. I got these smaller ones that I guess he didn't get. And then you can see no points were made for this one, rest, because we both got it. And no points were made for this one, set, because we both got it. So now before I go, I want to talk about some simple strategies that you can use to win. The first one is really important and kind of obvious, which is since you're crossing off common words, look for the longer, less common words. If you can have even a few really solid long words that nobody else had, then you're going to get those points. You don't cross that off the list, and those are a lot of points. Number 2, I always lean into the most common letters into the alphabet first. For example, S. S is such a common letter because it makes everything plural. I always look what words can I make with S, what words can I make around S, therefore I can also add the plural on it as well. And I tend to stay away from the non-popular letters. If you've watched Wheel of Fortune, you know they always give you R, S, T, N, and E. Well, that's telling you something because those are common letters. Number 3, look for the cluster of common letters. For example, if you see like an E and an A and an R and a T and they're sort of all clustered together. So I like to look for that. I like to look for 5 really common letters that are clustered together and sort of come up with as many words as I can in that. Anyways, that's how to play the game. Such a fun game. I will put the link on how to buy this, the actual game, in the description because it's actually a good game to play with your friends around a table. Thanks so much for being here. Fun game. Boggle. Go for it.